aka Patters. Welcome to episode 473. I'm your host. I'm your boy. I am the pop culture pope, Peter A. DeLuca, and you are listening to AKAPAD's Audio Audacity podcast. Everyone's talking about Predator. Everyone's talking about Prey. We're going to get to Prey. But I just feel like to properly build into the release of that movie, it just happened this past Friday. I've only seen it one time. Everyone that listens, you guys know I like to watch movies more than once, multiple times. I'd like to absorb and memorize and see through the movie, see the through lines, recognize the breaks, meaning where we're lost, recognize how well were with the main character, and recognize the intent. So I'm still analyzing a lot of Prey. Prey is coming, but right here, right now, we're talking a forgotten time. I would say like a forgotten double summer. And yeah, I'm going from memory here. I'm not completely, researching the hell out of all of this. But it's summer 1990. Predator 2 drops. I see it with my father. Him and I, it was just one of those type things. Understandable, because the idea of a predator going from the jungle to the concrete jungle, this is something we've seen with Tarzan. It was an awesome, thrilling idea. A lot of the visuals around the movie leading into it from the comic shops was the predator in the city. And we're getting a movie of it, and it was just exciting. But we get Danny Glover. Danny Glover is the guy that kills the predator, and this creates a trend that the franchise has yet to correct, meaning the people who kill predators in the Predator franchise are less and less likely to kill a spider on a wall. Now, Adrian Brody, I give him a lot of credit. He looked jacked. He looked ready. He beats a predator with a log in Predators. That's 2 episodes from now. So this movie. But let's just talk about the time that this movie came out. This was an avalanche of what I would consider kick-ass sequels that even to this day are not fully recognized. Gremlins 2, A New Batch, RoboCop 2, Predator 2. And then we do get the one, the Holy Grail, we'll call it, Terminator 2 Judgment Day. 4 major franchises, 4 amazing sequels, each one a divergent from the first one. Now, I do make the argument that Terminator 2 essentially is a remake of Terminator. I stand by that. But the other 3, I mean, holy crap, especially RoboCop 2. What a ballsy, ready to go sequel. New Batch, Gremlins New Batch, does what I love that sequels do. It just goes into a whole other stratosphere, a whole other direction, something you would not expect. And in a way, that's what we get with Predator 2. And this movie, I believe this movie, Stephen Hopkins, that's our director. I mean, this guy goes back to Highlander, 1986. Not the director, he just worked on the movie. Dangerous Game, 1987. I have yet to see that. A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, Dream Child, 1989. This I did talk about this movie. This is a tough nightmare movie, but it does build wonderfully on the Freddy Krueger backstory. Then we have a really good run here. Predator 2, 1990. Judgment Day, 1993. Forgotten movie, awesome. Very Walter Hilly. 1994, forgotten, amazing Tommy Lee Jones movie, Blown Away. Forgotten, Michael Douglas, Val Kilmer, hunting a lion in Africa, The Ghost and the Darkness, 1996. Now here we go. This is where you can argue a career stops. Even though I freaking love this movie, I love it so much. I've seen it so many times. 1998, Lost in Space. I don't know why. I love the movie. I really do. I just think that movie too, the premise, the beginning, echoes Fantastic Four so much. I believe Blip CGI character, awesome, tons of fun. All the redesign work or the design work, there's so much heart in that movie. Gary Oldman's great, awesome villain, awesome mechanical spider things. We would later see something very similar in the beginning of Star Wars Episode 3. So we have a dude in a run, Stephen Hopkins, and the way how he shot this somewhat future Los Angeles, because this movie has a gray opening. It's the jungle, but it's not the jungle. It's just the wooded area right outside Los Angeles. But we're semi into the future. The drug cart. I mean, tell me if this doesn't sound topical. LA is hot. It's overheating. The drug cartels are slowly taking over. The police don't have enough to compete with the drug cartels. And it's just all out war. Homelessness, drug abuse just runs rampant in the city. I mean, come on. Self-fulfilling prophecy there for the city of Los Angeles. But we're semi into the future. And the way how he shoots this movie. Now, we quickly are introduced to all the characters. Everyone's somewhat of a stereotype. All the personalities are quickly set. Danny Glover is quickly set up as a guy that just... He's a man of action hero, right? Like, like we want that lethal weaponness. It's hard to buy him killing a predator. But no, and Stephen Hopkins shoots this movie in what I believe, because it's 1990. A generation of people saw this. And the way how cities are shot moving forward. I'm talking Spawn, I'm talking The Crow, I'm talking Blade. It becomes more stylized, more dark, more narrow, but also more wide. Christopher Nolan adopted a lot of this for his Batman movies. And by wide, I mean we go landscape. But everything you see it's close and dark. And I realize these are platitudes. It's hard to nail. But we get Bill Paxton in this movie. Amazing performance. Still to this day, I was so heartbroken at his death in this movie. To me, growing up, you just couldn't trust Bill Paxton because he essentially dies in Terminator, dies in Alien, dies in Predator. Oh my God. like just haunts you. But yeah, and we get this building of this predator mythology at the end of this movie where we see elder predators. The predator is not a game hunter. I mean, I don't understand how people came to that conclusion post Predator 2. He's not a game hunter. The predator is sent to Earth to be tested against the best opponent it can find. And that is it. Now, and along the way, it must continue to test until it lives or dies. And the predators that we see at the end of this movie are the ones that tested until there was nothing else to be tested. Nothing to do with game hunting, okay? It's such a lazy approach to the intent and the meaning of the Predator from the first two movies. Now, given this stuff gets confusing, it always gets confusing as a franchise marches forward. But it does stand. It does stand up with the idea of the game of the kill pyramid from Aliens vs. Predator. Tomorrow's or later today's episode 474. And the Predator is he's killing cops. He's, like some of the murders in this movie seem slasher. But you see him, he's killing cops, he's killing drug lords, he's killing drug soldiers. Like he does move up the chain of the drug cartel line that we see in the beginning of the movie when he kills Big Willie. Amazing sequence too. Amazing cutaway shot where he faces Big Willie. It's mano a mano type action, and you hear Big Willie scream, and we just cut to like his face screaming, but it's the Predator walking away with Big Willie's head. Yeah, and this movie builds into Danny Glover, who basically is now rapidly hunting the Predator because the Predator killed his partner. Again, the Predator is chipping away at who's best, because he does kill Danny Glover's partner. There's a chain here, but then we have a character that we have a nod coming up in The Predator, but we have Jake Busey, right? Not Jake Busey, Gary Busey, and the government's aware, based on what happened in the jungle with Schwarzenegger, of this creature, and they're hunting it. So given time, like movie time has transpired between these two movies, but the government's aware of this creature, and they want one, and so now there's like a third element. So the movie's stacked, and we have an awesome warehouse scene where the Predator just literally kills everything. Like in this factory warehouse, but everything's rigged to work against the Predator. But we see the Predator being resourceful, as we would expect the Predator to be. Great death, great gotcha comeback, save the day, don't let me die, I'm not dead yet. Gary Busey moment, and then like we build into, at that point, there's nothing left for the Predator but Danny Glover. So it does work, but at the same time, I mean, it's a tough battle. It's a fun battle. The Predator gets beat up. Like he eventually dies within his own ship, which is kind of cool. And we see a little bit of a ritual with the Predators when one of them falls. Again, this is a little bit extra and a little bit more meaning, because the Predator built up such a mystique from that first movie. We needed a little bit more, and this is where Predator 2 is a full success. It gives us a little bit more the right way. The big issue is that we don't get the feeling that he's looking for the best, and he wants to face the best. So there you go. Everyone, full recommendation. Watch this movie with the bundle of sequels I mentioned earlier. Gremlins 2, The New Batch, RoboCop 2, Predator 2, Terminator 2, Judgment Day. One of the greatest sequel droppings ever between 2 years, 1990 and 1991. Everyone, AKAPAD's Audio Audacity Podcast. I fucking love this movie. I can watch it any day. Rock and roll. Next episode, and we're gonna have a great anecdote for episode 344, 374. I just feel like I'm fumbling on. It's a Monday. It's a Monday, and I had a party hard weekend. Anecdote. Eyes of Asia, my co-creator Ken Hazer, and great story. And just guys in the creative flow, literally thinking it was their time, and seeing Predator versus Aliens, or Aliens versus Predator together was a part of that. So I'll tell you that story. I'll tell you everything around it. Tell you what I think of AVP, because I think AVP gets a raw deal. Rock and roll, people. Let's do it.